Hey guys, I'm Steve and welcome back to Wilmer Woodworks. This project I've got here for you is a nice money holder. So this money holder is going to be a perfect gift for a coworker, Secret Santa, anything like that, grandkids. If you're not sure what to get now, I have a few different designs, so it can hold any sort of bill. It doesn't matter. I've got 3 designs in this packet that we're going to do, but right now I'm going to show you how I made this one design with the Christmas buck on it. And this will show you how to trace an image in Lightburn and then set up to cut the slot. So I tried to save this on Lightburn as an SVG file, but as you can see, it's got these little waves on here on the top. And when I saved it as the SVG file, those waves actually went all the way through because it was a colored image. So I just saved it as a PNG, which I'll show you how to do that as well in Canva. So we'll just take a few of these elements, put them together, and get this done. This is a very quick burn. The burn time on this, so I broke it down into 3 different layers. The first layer is the detail of the ornament. Now this deer is a very detailed, so we wanted to go a little lighter on the laser intensity, the power, because I found when I went a little too heavy, like I did on this outside, there was too much burning. So on this, I did 6,000 millimeters per second with about 20% power. The second one was the cut, and that was, or no, the outside engraving, and that was at 36 millimeters per second at 45% power. And then the cuts were, again, as I've been always doing, because this is just 1/8 inch ply. Now I did get birch ply, so I did have to go around twice before it cut out. It's a little denser. But that was cut at 250 millimeters per second with 100% power and then 2 cuts. So we'll show you how I did that. And just so you can see how that is held in here, this is one without the dollar in there. So this would be one of the files that you'll get, and then you just roll the dollar around and then it fits perfectly. So let's dive into the software. I'll show you how I designed it. We'll jump over to the laser, we'll get it cut, and I'll upload the files. All right, as we've done before, we're going to start with a simple flyer, 8.5 by 11. We don't need a design, so we're just going to go straight to the elements. So for this element, we are going to look at a dollar bill. And we're going to see what kind of graphics we can find. So here are dollar bills already, and you could use one of these if you wanted to. I always tend to like to stick with the graphics. So this is the graphic that I found. Now when you click on this, this is a pro design, so I do have a premium membership with Canva, but you can do it with a standard account. And if you click on the more, you can see there's additional options. So we'll just put this right up here. We'll take this. You could take anything really that you like. Let's see, oh, there's just a $100 bill. And here are the blank dollar bills. You could take that as well. So we'll just take a few of those. Let's see, are there any other elements that we need? And again, you just hit see all on the magic recommendations, and it'll tell you everything that this person has designed or that's similar. So you could take the eagle. But this is going to be primarily for Christmas gifts. So we want to get some Christmas elements. So I like vintage hunting, vintage Christmas. I think that's what I looked up before. Well, let's see what we've got. Let's take out the hunting. Let's just leave vintage Christmas. Let's see what we get. Now you could take one of these color designs that would be fine. Like if you wanted a little truck, you could put that in there. Try to make some of these designs a little bit smaller, because once we make them into a vector, we can resize them to whatever we'd like. So here's a Santa Claus, and then this, if you hit see all, now you see all of these vintage kind of looks here, and this is the one that I used. You see all the detail of those little strokes of detail. You can go with that little snowball. Let's see, we can go with the snowman. Just want to make sure he's in there. So we're going to call this Christmas money holder. All right, so I am going to download this two different ways. So what I have, let me go back. So what I have here, close this so it makes my workspace a little bit bigger. So I have two pages. So this page are the dollar elements. That eagle kind of fits nicely in there. So these are the dollar elements, and then below are the embellishments that I'll put on the dollars. So I'm going to download this twice. The first page as a PNG and the second page as an SVG. And to do that, you just go to download. Where it says select pages here, you're going to click on that. And I'm going to unselect the second page. So that would just give me the first page. I'm going to go with transparent background and PNG. Okay, so that's one page, and I'm going to download that. And now with that downloaded, I'm going to download the second page, and I'm going to change this from PNG to SVG. And again, I'm going to unselect the first page now because I just want the second page, and I'm also going to do transparent background. And then I'll hit download. Perfect. All right, so now let's go into Lightburn and we will set this up. All right, now that we're in Lightburn, we can import our images. So I'll start with the dollar bill. Now this dollar bill is an image, it's not a vector. So in order to get the lines, because I don't want to just engrave this as an image, I tend to find that my laser, since it's only a 12-watt laser, does much better if it's just engraving line drawings. It goes a lot quicker. So right click and you will find trace image or Alt-T, and then you'll get this window. Now in this window you can also click and drag and also zoom in. So by default the cutoff and the threshold are set to 0 and 128 and everything is selected. So I can just take my little selection tool and just select that. Alright, so now we're looking at this. Now you can just adjust this threshold up and down as you see fit. I want a little bit of detail on these little leaves here, these feathers, whatever they are. And that seems pretty good. Now you can also click on this fade image and that'll show you actually the lines that are going to be given. So maybe we want to bring that up a bit. Okay, and then once we're done, I'm going to click delete image after trace, this button right here, just save me an extra step. And now it deleted everything except for my dollar. Now before I even touch anything, I want to group, oh no, it is grouped. Perfect. Because usually when I do this it would be ungrouped, but that is very helpful. Alright, so now we have our dollar design, and let's see, so that's on line 1. Let's import our Christmas vectors. Oh, these are all grouped. Let's see what we've got here. So this just came through as an image, and this is where you can, now you see that is not grouped, so you're going to want to group these guys together so when you move them they move as a solid item. Perfect. All right, so there's our deer. We've got a Santa Claus. We've got our snow globe. Nope. Remember, Control Z is your friend. That is undo. So we're going to group all of these guys together, and then you can have any image you want in your dollar. Okay, so usually what I do with these guys, since I'm going to have these on a different setting, I'm going to just get those on that setting now to really differentiate the size on that. And finally, we are going to do our little grooves for our dollar bill. So I'm just going to take a simple rectangle here, and I'm going to put in some dimensions. So if you don't know, a dollar is 2.61 inches by 6.14 inches. Now I don't really need that because I am just going to make a slot for the width. So I'll make that 2.75, gives you a little extra room, and then just 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so with this selected already, I'm going to put that on a new layer, and then I'm going to just hit Control D to duplicate, and let's zoom in. These both selected. We'll center these. And we're just going to put a little 1/4 inch caps. Going to duplicate that one last time. And we'll center all of these guys. Delete this center one. Take these and group them together. Okay, so this will be the top, and then the top slot, bottom slot, and then that's where the dollar will wrap around. So what we'll do now is we'll just take both of these designs and we will center those. Perfect. Okay, so let's take this. Actually, here, let's group these guys together. And then we could take both of these and we'll center that. Now that's not going to work, so we'll click on that. Now that is centered. And we'll just hit Control and then just bring that down till he's decent. Perfect. Actually, I want him to be a little up. It's okay if it's not centered just because we have this bottom little ribbon right there. So that's looking good already, and that took all of what? 3 minutes? Now we'll just add our text. And what did we call our text? I don't think I have all the fonts on here that I had on the other one. So for this demonstration, we'll just do something. So what did we say? A Christmas buck just for you. Okay, so now with our selection tool, we're going to adjust this. Now we can adjust the height and the width spacing. So let's adjust this vertical spacing. And we'll just shrink this down a bit. And of course, you don't have to use this font. You can use any font you want. So let's take this and this and group these together. Grouping is really going to be your best friend because it really does help everything stay aligned to your project. So the final thing we have to do is we have to draw a box, and you have to be careful of these little dots that are on the side and the little, you kind of want it to be a little bit bigger just so it looks decent. So let's see, we'll take this and this and we'll group that together, and then we'll just grab everything and do a little center align. Oops. Now let's bring this guy down. Okay, let's do that again. Center align. Perfect. Okay, so now we'll group that together, and this is our first dollar. So making the other dollars, and you can adjust these sizes to whatever you care to. But to make all of the other dollars, you just Control D to duplicate, bring that down, and then you would go through and ungroup all of these. So you would just keep clicking this button, and now you can take this out and we can drop our snowman in there. Alright, so now all we have to do is go to the laser, but before we do, we want to set this up. So what do we have here? We have 00 is the engrave, so I'm going to do 3600 with 45% and 1 pass. For the blue, I'm going to do 6000 with 20%, that's perfect. And for my red cut, I'm going to do 250 with 100% and 2 passes. Okay, and then I just want to, I don't know, I like doing the ornaments or the details first because I like to make sure that everything is correct on my main image before continuing with anything else. I'm going to group this selection together. Now these designs are a little bit different than the ones I had in the packet, so I will add these designs to those. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 designs then, because I didn't have the snow globe or the snowman in there. Okay, so now I'm at the laser. I'm just going to load the file, load my sheet of plywood in there, and we will get this on a time lapse and get it cut. So my machine came with this little engraving and cutting tool. I usually like to set it down to the lowest setting because that works out well for me. I always have air assist on. So let's turn it on. We'll have it home, and then we'll have it frame the design. Okay, that's this week's project. As I've done in the past, I will be putting these design files, all $3 bill options, up on my website. Now I'm going to change things a little bit, and I hope you can understand where I'm coming from on this. I am going to put these designs up for free for the first 2 weeks. So if you've subscribed to my channel, I do encourage you right now to go and hit that little bell icon for all notifications. So anytime a video drops, I'm going to include the design files, the link to the design files, but they will only be free for the first 2 weeks. And then they will go to the standard pricing for my shop, which is $1.60. And the reason it's $1.60 is because once PayPal and WooCommerce, which is what my platform is based off, takes their fees, I am left with $1. So I hope you appreciate that. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Until next time, I'm Steve, and thanks for watching.